Hello and welcome to Big Orbit Games unboxing video of the new Weiss Schwarz trial deck, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. So my name is Simon and I'll be doing the unboxing today. So what I'm going to do is open up this trial deck and just show you what's inside and what cards you get with it and stuff. So like I said, this is a new set that's just come out for Weiss Schwarz based on the anime The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, one I unfortunately haven't watched but many people have recommended I should. But what I'm going to show you is what you get inside the trial deck. So if you're brand new to the game, you do get a playbook in here. This is a more in-depth guide on how to play and the intricacies of the rules, so you might want to reference this as you start to play. But first of all, if you are brand new to the game, I'd suggest you start with the rule sheet. So this explains in brief how to play the game, how things are laid out. If you've played other card games, it is a bit different because of the way the cards represent pretty much everything. You don't need dice or counters. And then on the flip side, it explains the different phases of the game: stand, draw, clock, main, the attack and end phase, and a more in-detailed description of the attack phase in there as well. You also get a little playmat. Now, in the playmat I have here is the Haruhi Suzumiya playmat from the Meister set, which I unboxed earlier. Check out that video if you want to see what's in there. But you get a playmat out. The positioning of cards is important, so it's worth learning using this. Plus it also gives you a rundown of the turn progression, but it shows you where everything needs to go whilst playing the game, and does explain the three types of attack: direct, frontal and side. But then when you flip it over, you get a nice little poster reminding you that the set just came out, which you'd know because you've just bought something from it. But also it explains some of the cards in the deck, how they're supposed to work, and then it goes on to even give you a card list and cards to add and cards to take out. So it even suggests improvements you can make if you've been picking up things like boosters and stuff like that. So we're on to the actual cards now, and I've just got to get them out of their little cellophane prism. So you get a full 50 card deck, so you don't need anything else to play apart from this. And let's go through each of the cards and show you what you get in here. So right on the top you get the star of the deck, Haruhi Suzumiya. So you can see she's level 0, 0 cost, 3000 power. She's a brigade leader and SOS brigade for her traits. And apart from that, she's a vanilla, she has no other abilities. Now you get a nice foily version in there, and you get 3 normal ones, so you've got 4 in total of her. Next up, you have another level 0. Again, this is the red, so you get there's 2 colours in this deck, red and blue. The red half is on the top here. So we have flowers in both hands, Haruhi. So this is only a 500 power character, but she's level 0, no cost. 2 abilities: continuous, assist. All your characters in front of this card get plus 500 power. So if you play her on the back row, the 2 that are in front of her will get a power bonus. And then she has auto for 1 stock, that's the cost in the brackets, 1 stock. When your character's trigger check reveals a climax, if that card's trigger is, so this is what I refer to as salvage, you may pay the cost, which is the 1. If you do, choose a level 1 or lower character in your opponent's center stage and put it into his or her waiting room. So the salvage trigger is on one of the climax cards, which I will show you now actually. I'll flick to it now. Which is this one, Someday in the Rain. So you can see the trigger up here. And it's when this card triggers, you may choose a character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. So you get to salvage a card back from your waiting room back to your hand. And then if you have flowers in both hands in play, you can pay a stock. And then also kill one of your opponent's level 1 or lower characters in their center stage, which is quite a nice little combination to do there. You're getting 1 back and they're losing 1. Always positive. So I'm going to put those back in sequence. But yes, you get 4 of those in there. Then we have Haruhi and Mikuru in Yukata. This is another vanilla, no abilities. It's a level 1, 0 cost, 5500 power, which isn't a bad amount of power, especially if something costs nothing. And you get 2 in there. We then have a backup, which you can denote A from the symbol there, and B because her ability says backup. So she's level 1 for cost of 1 with 2000 power, which is quite, well, very low. However, what you mostly use this for is to keep it in your hand as a backup. So you can add 2,000 power to one of your characters that is being attacked. You can't use this offensively, you can only use it defensively. But it adds 2,000 power. And you get 2 of those in there. We then have Cat Ears Haruhi, and level 2, cost of 1 stock to play, 8,000 power, and 1 ability continuous. If this card is in the middle position of center stage, it gets plus 1,000 power. So it becomes a 9,000 power level 2, which is a very respectable high number. And you get 2 of those in there. Then we have Haruhi's Victory Declaration. So it's a level 2, cost of 1, 6,500 power, with 2 abilities. Now this is a very core part of the deck here, and if you're going to upgrade the deck, I'd suggest getting another 2 of these, definitely. It's got change, pay 1 stock and put this card into your clock, so not into the waiting room, but into your clock, so it damages you effectively. At the beginning of your encore step, if this card is rest, so you've attacked with it, but it hasn't been reversed in return, you may pay that cost. If you do, choose a card named Trouble Girl Haruhi in your waiting room and put it onto the stage position that this card was on. Then act, Brainstorm, pay 3 stock, which is a bit of a steep cost, but you'll see why. Reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck and put them into your waiting room. Choose a level X or lower brigade leader character in your waiting room and put it onto any position of your stage where X is equal to the number of brigade leader characters revealed. So brigade leader is a trait, and pretty much all the cards in this deck are brigade leaders, as we can see by just quickly flicking down through there. You go down to some of the blue ones. So there's SOS brigade there, animal, alien, brigade leader there. So there's a good chance of you hitting lots of brigade leaders. So yeah, that's a very, very good card. It's a big part of the red combo to get a high level character out early, but we'll get to that in a moment. So we have Party Popper Haruhi, another vanilla. It's a level 2, cost of 2 to play with 9,000 power. There's not much more to say on that one, but you do get 4 of them. And then we have Trouble Girl Haruhi, who was named earlier. So this is your level 3, so this is your big card. Usually you only have sort of 4 most usually level 3 characters in your deck, because by the time you hit level 3 you're close to losing, so you don't want to be focusing on being at level 3 too much. But with the change effect from the Haruhi's Victory Declaration, you can get this out early. And it has 2 abilities. Auto, when this card is placed on stage from hand or by the change effect, you may put the top card of your clock into your waiting room. So if you remember earlier, the cost of using this ability was to put her into the clock and damage yourself. Well, she then heals you for that, so it's almost cost neutral. And then auto, when this card attacks, if a card named Someday in the Rain is in your climax area, you can deal 1 damage to your opponent. This damage may be cancelled, so if they reveal a climax, it's cancelled as normal. But yeah, that's a very good, very strong level 3. First changes I would make to this deck, I would definitely get 2 more of these in here, and potentially even 2 more of these in there as well to maximise the chance of pulling that combo off. We then have Climax, so Birth of SOS Brigade. So this is a double soul trigger, and when it's placed on Climax from your hand, draw a card, choose one of your characters and give it plus 2,000 power and plus 1 soul. Most of the Climaxes are fairly standardised abilities. So then we have Someday in the Rain, which I showed you earlier with the salvage trigger. And all of your characters get plus 1,000 power and plus 1 soul when you play it. So, and you get 4 of those. So now we're on to the blue, the other half, the other colours in the deck. We have Xmas Party Nagato. She's a level 0/0 cost with 1,000 power, and assist all of your characters in front of this card get plus 500 power. So again, another back row supporter, and you get 2 of those. We then have Cat Ears Nagato, another vanilla, no abilities. It's level 0/0 cost and 3,000 power, so just a good little wall, little beat stick for early game. We then have Nagato Eating Watermelon, so this is level 0/0 cost with auto change. So we've got another change effect here. Costs 1 stock and put this card into your waiting room. At the beginning of your encore step, if this card is rest, you may pay that cost to choose a card named Swimsuit Haruhi and Nagato in your waiting room and put it onto the stage position that this card was on. So like I said, this is another change effect where you can turn level 0 up to a level 1. So you get 2 of those in there. Another change I'd make is getting 2 more of those, because you have 4 of the swimsuits but only 2 of her. So again, this allows you to effectively not cheat, but get a level 1 into play before you actually hit level 1, which can be quite a decisive thing to do. So swimsuit Haruhi and Nagato is level 1, 4,500 power. Auto, when this card is placed on the stage from your hand or by a change effect, choose one of your other characters and that character gets the following ability. Auto, when this card is put into your waiting room from the stage, you may return this card to its previous stage position as rest. So she can't put it to herself because it has to be other, but you can use it to keep one of your other characters alive till end of turn. You can effectively suicide run someone in just to get some more damage and know that they'll come out the other side of it. So very, very fun card. So we have 4 of those in there. And then we have Hot Springs, Nagato, and Mikuru. So level 1, 5,500 power, no cost, but again, vanilla, no abilities. And we have 4 of those. And now we have an event, so this isn't a character or a climax, this is a one-off thing that you play and it's done. It's level 2, 0 cost, and it's got backup. Choose one of your opponent's climax in the climax area and put it into his or her waiting room. That's quite a mean card because it can stop your opponent utilising some of the combo pieces, etc. They'll have already got the benefit of having played it, but then they'll lose any bonuses they'll have. Say something that says, when you attack, if you have X climax, you can remove that. So very nice little utility piece there, and you get 2 of those. Then for the blue climax, we have About Me, I'll Tell You. So double soul trigger, and nice and simple, all your characters get +2 soul when you play it. And at the back here, we have 2 one-off cards. We have the usual Haruhi and Mikuru. So it's a level 2, cost of 1 stock, 8,500 power. Continuous, it cannot put a card from your hand into your clock and draw cards during your clock phase, which is quite a big downside because it's something you utilise early game to help you get to level 1. Level 1 and 2 ideally, and to get you drawing through more of your deck. However, you have got change effects, so... But then it also has auto encore, put a character from your hand into your waiting room, so you can keep this alive quite easily by just discarding a character to bring it back into play. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, that one. It's a great big solid beater, but the downside being you can't use the clock phase to draw extra cards. And then we also have usual Nagato. So this is a level 0, cost of 0, 2,500 power, and auto. When this card is placed on the stage from hand, this card gets +X power until end of turn. X is equal to 500 multiplied by the number of alien characters you have. So there are a few aliens in here, not a huge amount though. So it's only going to get a little buff, which is also another reason probably why you only get a one-off in there. But you could look at expanding, so you can take this deck in a couple of different ways. You could utilise more of these change effects, maybe mix a few more of those in there, or look at going down the Nagato alien route more so. But yeah, that's all the cards that you get in the trial deck. Overall, there's quite a lot of vanilla characters in here, but I think the idea is you just sort of stall out, just slowly whittle away your opponent, build up your stock levels until you can utilise these change effects to play the more powerful cards from the deck. Otherwise, there's not really anything particularly tricky or nasty about it. This gives credence to the idea of it being a stall because you can remove their climaxes, so I think there's a lot of room for upgrading in this deck, but it's fairly simple and solid as it is as well. So I really like this trial deck. I think it's a really good build. And I'm probably going to use this to help teach new players just because there's nothing too tricky or complicated. You don't have to line too many particular cards up to use it. So yeah, there we go. That is the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya trial deck for Weiss Schwarz. Overall, I think it's a really good trial deck. But remember, every card you've seen here today can be bought and sold on our website as single cards at bigorbitcards.co.uk. Remember to like and subscribe. I've also done an unboxing for the Meister set for Haruhi Suzumiya, and I'll also be doing a booster box opening, so hopefully you'll join me for those later. Any questions, just ask below in the comments, and other than that, I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.